Okay, welcome back. Welcome back, everybody. Hope you're doing great. We are clean shaven here at the Crypto Report. Welcome. I don't know what that was. Welcome back, everybody. Hope you're doing great today. Let's change the tunes up. Guys, can you hear me? Test 1 2, test 1 2. Can you hear me? Welcome back, everybody. I hope you're doing great over on X, over on the YouTubes, over on X, over on the YouTubes. Man, we are live. It's good to be live. Subscribe to the channel, smash your like button, repost the stream, do the thing. Okay, guys? Let's talk crypto. Inflation data, data de inflación. I think that's how you'd say it. Pretty good inflation data. We don't mind it one bit. In fact, we like it quite a bit because what this inflation data I'm going to talk to you guys about today is actually pretty decent for a potential rate cut. Now, we've been waiting on the odds of a rate cut to go up. They haven't really been going up. Things have been datos de inflación. There we go. Javier Alvarez has me in the chat. I love it. I love it. Look, it's pretty good news, guys. Bitcoin's doing pretty well today. Ethereum's doing great. Oh, it's doing great. Don't you know? Look at it. 2,800, laddie. 2,800. Not bad. Up 4% today. That's Ethereum. Boring. Old snoozy. Losery Ethereum. We've been waiting on Ethereum to pop. It's popping right now. Fear and greed index getting green a little. People are getting excited. Inflation data feeling pretty great. Oh, it's feeling great, John 316 in the chat. Absolutely. You've got XRP moving up again today. Things are moving higher because inflation data is looking decent. As we're seeing inflation cooling off, we are seeing the potential for more of a Fed rate cut. And we've been pretty pessimistic about it lately. For an optimistic guy, I've been pretty pessimistic about inflation. Okay? It's been kind of tough. What do you guys think, by the way? Clean shave? Oh, wait a minute. Why is there you can't even see. There you go. There you go. What do you guys? Is this clean shaven? Is this the way? Is this what we should be doing? I don't know what we should be doing. We're just trying things, guys. And the Fed might be trying a rate cut soon. That's one of the big scoops on the day. Let's just jump in a couple of the head. Look at this guy. Right, he's a little more leaning forward, raising the eyebrow. Stocks waiver is cool inflation data. Boosts rate cut hopes. Why is that guy stressed on this bullish news? Breaking. Consumer prices rose less than expected in May. We like it. We like it. It's good. $6,000 S&P 500. Pretty good. 6,000 points. Pretty cool. You got a U.S.-China deal. It's tiny, but it's the negativity out. I don't know what the story is on this, but the U.S.-China deal is done. Trump says China will supply rare earth minerals in done deal. Rare earth minerals. China controls a lot of them. We needed those. That's good news for the market. Inflation data cooling off. That's good for the market. We need to see some relief on some of the tariffs still. Still kind of waiting to see how that's going to play out. But, generally looking pretty good. You do me, I do me. What is that coming from? Jay Reyes says, wow, you look nuts. You look like you just escaped a nut house. Oh, my God. Well, I am nuts. I am nuts enough to buy crypto since 2016. How nutty am I? Just a nut. Just an old nutty guy. Just a nutball. Oops. So nutty that I'm trading the market. Today, I'm sorry, guys. I'm sorry to say. I'm in another little short on Bitcoin with a stop loss set. We're going to pull the stop loss down a little bit. I don't care if it gets stopped out, if it's only 130 something in there, right? But we had a nice boost up today, inflation did. But Kip, the inflation data is bullish. Well, yeah, it is, and we could boost up because what I've seen time and time again, and this is just the inner trader in me speaking. Okay, it is 2 cups of coffee today. This is the second one. You're good, Daryl. You're good. Looking like a lead singer to Smashing Pumpkins. Oh man, see, I would sing one of the Smashing Pumpkins song, but Gold Pony, I'd get a copyright strike. We've gotten those, man. It's been unbelievable. Why are you shorting the market today, Kip, when this inflation data is so darn good? Well, because when the data's good, we got a pump already. Well, sometimes you get a little bit of a dumpy after a pumpy, guys. It's kind of how we do it. Okay. It's kind of how we do it. Now, I got the stop loss set. I'm not willing to risk too much. Risk it for the biscuit? Well, yeah, but I like biscuits, but I don't like to risk it too much. You know what I'm saying? So, we're in a little short. We could easily come back down to some of these other, look at some of the levels. You want to trade, you want to sign up, you can do some trade. I'm not telling you to short it. You got to make your own trades. I'm just telling you where my instincts are at right now. I love the news. I'm bullish today. I'm bullish always, but, we've been a little bit iffy on some of this inflation data. This is good news today. Inflation data rose less than expected. Stocks are up. Bitcoin's up. Crypto's up. Ethereum's really going. We're going to talk a little bit about that. I've got a lot of news to break through. So let's get into some of the big gainers, big losers. Shout out to Gold Pony. I haven't seen you around, brother. Hope you're doing excellente. I hope you're doing great. It'd be good to get you up here one of these days. It's really easy. Not today, but I'd like to do it one of these days. All I have to do is send you a link, and you could join from your mobile phone or your computer, and I could send you a link. You could pop on the stream with me at some point. If you're interested in doing it, message me on wherever there, and then we'll link up. But today I got a lot going on. Today's not a good day for it. I'm not ready for it. I'm not mentally prepared to have the excellent presence of Gold Pony. But at some point, great YouTuber, guys. You should check out his channel, Gold Pony Crypto. He's in the chat. Love to get him up here at some point. So we'll certainly do that if he's into it. We've got Solana going up. We've got everything kind of coming up. Let's look at the big gainers, big losers. Kaya up today. This one had some big news, a merger between, I forget what the two companies were. Two crypto companies merged, and there you go. A little bit of news. That one's pumping. Fartcoin going up. Very interesting. Up 40% over the last 7 days. We're cool with that. Memes are popping. SPX 6900 getting a little bit of a boost. Volta, never heard of that. What the heck is a Volta? What's a Volta? What's a Volta? Volta and Fosun forge a powerful Hong Kong blockchain alliance. Wow. A Hong Kong blockchain alliance. Boom. Going high as the sky, baby. Look out. Okay. Yeah, so that's moving. I've never heard of that. Don't know much about it. I don't like to buy some of that new stuff. I got to do a lot of digging in before I jump into something. Here's another new one. AB. Never heard of it. Never heard of it. So we've got a couple coins popping off today. But if you're holding on to like an Avalanche or, even a Pepe, only up 4% today, up a little bit. Pepe's on Ethereum. You'd think with Ethereum popping, Pepe would be exploding right now. Well, Pepe is climbing up pretty decent. But Ethereum's kind of a showstopper right now. Look at Ethereum versus BTC. Look at that. That's looking pretty good. Be careful because it could, this could be a little fake out. We can do some of that before we go back up. But it's looking good. At some point, you want an altcoin season. You've been waiting for an altcoin season, guys. Here's the deal. Okay? You want an altcoin season. Ethereum needs to perform versus Bitcoin. Historically, what we've seen is when Ethereum starts to rally versus Bitcoin, that's when your other altcoins start to rally as well. So that's what you're looking at. That's what you're hopeful for. Doge is up today. Pepe's up today. XRP is back to, it's going up. Maybe we're coming up to $2.46 right now for XRP. Could happen, guys. Might be on the wrong side of this Bitcoin trade right now. That's okay. Got a stop loss set. But I do think that sometimes we get these fake outs. Hey, here's the headline. Inflation data is cooling off. And then what does everybody do? Everybody naturally wants to see it go to 110. It did go to 110, and then they want to long it. And then you're going to get a little long squeeze, and then we can continue to the upside. So that's kind of, that's kind of where my mind's at. But hey, if you're short in the market in a very short period of time, that's why you have a holding portfolio. That way, even if the market goes up, you're still a winner. Okay. And then I long the market too, even though I have holding positions at times too. Not in the long right now. Maybe that's a mistake. I don't know. But the instincts right now are saying to me, with the level of resistance at 110, we've kind of testing it a few times, not really breaking through it yet. Got the inflation data, didn't drive us through it really. I'm thinking maybe a little slight dipper-didgeridoo, okay? Something I'm looking at, you got to make your own choices, okay? To the downside, focals, what do we got? Not a lot. Tron's down today, Quant's down today, Zcash down today. Let's get a little more coffee because we clearly don't have enough energy. You know why? I'm saying we don't have enough energy right now because I've got 36 folks watching on YouTube, which means we gotta reel them in with more energy, and only 14 likes. So we got to get more likes. Certainly got to get more likes, and we got to get more folks in. So repost the stream on X, and got a lot more folks watching on X right now as well. Good to see you guys. Tron's down, Quant's down, Zcash down, Hedera's down. Not a lot. Not a lot's down today. Things are quite bullish today. This inflation data, it's pretty positive for markets. So yeah, this is why we're seeing this as the big headline for the day. Pretty interesting news. Now, let's look at the thing that really matters with the inflation data conversation. Let's look at the odds. Let's look at the odds of rate cuts. Let's start with June. No chance of a rate cut in June. That's not a secret. We all knew that, right? Everybody knew that, right? Good, great. We all knew that. Fantastic. In July, if you take a look at the odds of a rate cut in July, and that's still a while away, you've got an 83% chance right now that we're still not going to have a rate cut in July, but a 16% chance that we will. Okay, we like that. I can't really remember if this is shifted at all. If this is shifted, I can't really remember if this was a little high. I think this has climbed. I think the odds have gotten worse for a rate cut in July still, even with this inflation data. Now, tomorrow that might come down a little bit. We're going to have to see. Derry Young in the chat says, smash the like, dudes. Yeah, absolutely. Smash the like, dudes. Gilong in the chat says, will Polkadot come back? I think Polkadot will come back. But again, Polkadot's one of those coins where you want Polkadot to come back. Well, you better be rooting for Ethereum too, because you just need Ethereum and the altcoin market to boom. If you see Ethereum popping, Cardano popping, Solana popping, Polkadot's going to be popping Polkadots. That's kind of how I see it. But we're not really getting the odds of a full-fledged rate cut until September still. Now, this inflation data makes me feel a little more confident that maybe this is true in September. However, there's still a 31% chance right here. That's what this column is. 31% chance that we are not getting a rate cut in September. There's a 31% chance. 80% that we do. A 10% chance that it's a half a point. And a 58% chance that it is a quarter point. Okay? Yeah, could get a rate cut. Well, here's the prediction. These odds could trickle down a little bit. Tomorrow, okay, when I live stream tomorrow, may or may not be live streaming on Friday. I don't think that I'll be able to, unfortunately. But tomorrow, I think that the odds will be down on this, and we'll look back at it. We've been keeping a close eye on these odds. They shift with the news, the narratives, with the inflation expectations. Okay. A little bit of news. Well, I'll get to that in a second. Here, let's look at some liquidate. Let's look at the percentage returns. So where are we at? Let's have fun. We haven't looked at this in a while. Q2 percentage returns, 32% in Q2 2025. Actually, quite impressive. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Okay. Well, yeah. Okay. So it's the 6th best performance for Bitcoin in a Q2. Not the best. The volatility is real. The chop is real. And the bigger the asset class gets, the harder it is to move to the upside. But this is pretty darn good. Q2 ends at the end of the month. All right, and then we're going into Q3. Q3 historically quite bullish as well. Q4 is one of the best quarters for us. Okay, so Q4 is historically one of the best quarters. Q2 also does have some good moves, so not surprising. Sometimes Q3 is actually a little red, so something to consider. However, inflation data is making it seem perhaps we could have a green Q3. Okay, so something to keep in mind. Let's look at liquidations. What do we have going on there? Is there anything over there? How is it going? Zella Crypto. We're posting the stream. Hey, appreciate you reposting Zella in the chat. Is that a project or is that a person? Regardless, I appreciate you reposting it, getting the good word out that we're reporting on crypto news. The one says big dump coming. With the CPI data that came out, we are not getting a rate cut until September, maybe later to that end. Yeah. But it's good to know that we're potentially going to get a rate cut. So you could look at the glass half empty, glass half full. We raising that data, not good. We did raise, but it's lower than expectations, right? It's kind of the trap, right? So, lower than expectations. Well, we thought it was going to be really bad. It was only a little bad. So that's bullish, right? So that's why I am shorting it right now a little bit. And I could be wrong. That's why I got my stop loss set, right? But I do appreciate all you focals reposting the stream. We did have some short squeeze the other day. That's why we are kind of boosting up here and why we are where we are. Appreciate you, John. Glad you liked the crow video. I can check those out later. Juan, appreciate you. I'll get to it. Kip, do you think Pepe drops a little more to 0.04012? 4012? We could look at that real quick. It's right here. Yeah, for sure. Very possible. Very easy. Could totally do it. Not for sure like it's going to. Here's the thing, though, about Pepe. Looking at these weekly candles. Let's go down to the daily candles. Looking at the daily candles, we're kind of breaking through. If this daily candle continues through this and closes green up here, we might take a run up. We might take a run upward, and we might come up to like these daily candle closes up here. Okay. Kind of my next level being at kind of right there. So that's kind of something I'd be looking at. Yeah, probably right about there. Yeah, and is there like a weekly candle close over there? I bet you there is. Weekly wick right there. Weekly wick right there. I'm trying to figure out why I had that trend line drawn there. I gotta look back at what I was doing. Maybe I moved it. Potentially, honestly, like, let's just do one of these lines. Let's just do one of these lines. I'm looking at like vague lines here. Let's check it out. Yeah, a wick there, weekly candle closes there. That feels pretty good to me. Okay, so that's my next level to the upside. Could reject there. Could easily have the daily candle reject there. We could get a rejection. We could easily come back down, frankly, to, you know, that level. So we'll keep an eye on that as well. Other news to get to, a lot of news to get to. Let's look at this one. Cryptos are us, talking about the CPI. So again, inflation rises 2.4%, below the estimated 2.5%. U.S. core CPI inflation is 2.8%, below the estimated 2.9. BTC seeing a nice pump. Baby in front of American flag. Okay, cool. We talked about inflation. We do also have, and here's something to keep in mind. XRP has lost 30% of its value since January. This is something to think about, guys. Now, in January, I heard from my mother-in-law. Beautiful, wonderful, nice woman. Nothing but good things to say about her. Beautiful, wonderful woman. Nothing but nice things to say about her. She reached out to me, though, about her friends that know I have a crypto YouTube channel. And because she told them about it, because she's my #1 promoter. Which is funny. And I love it. She tells all her friends, my, you know, son-in-law's got this down. He likes crypto, and the crypto was popping. November, December, very hot. So everybody wanted to hear from her about crypto. And XRP was the talk of the town. And people wanted to know from me what I thought about XRP in November and December. XRP was the #1 coin that retail was interested in November and December. And look at all the videos that came out about XRP. And we are guilty too, making videos about XRP because it was hot. And I do believe that XRP is going to have a bullish future. So please don't misunderstand me here. But what happens here is XRP has lost 30% of its value since January. Why is that if it's such a great coin? Well, because nothing goes straight up. And when everybody thinks something's so hot, that's typically when it starts to slip and dip back down. That's why when I was making XRP content, how many times did I tell you guys about the $2 level of support for XRP? A lot. And yes, we went down to it. In fact, we went below it, called some of the other levels below it. But that $2 level was so important. When things are exciting and frothy, it's a profit-taking opportunity. When things are scary and fearful, that's the buying opportunity. That's just how it tends to work. I'm not a financial advisor. I'm not giving you financial advice. There's some other things that are very bullish for crypto, obviously, but for Ripple, And so they go through this. The point of me bringing up this article is not to talk about the bullish catalyst for XRP, but to talk about why, if XRP is so bullish, did it crash 30% in its value? Because first of all, everything's been slow. We've been struggling with the interest rate. We've been struggling with inflation and tariffs, and XRP was overpumped. And it cooled off, and now it could be getting ready for a little bit of a comeback. There is some other news. Here's a great story for XRP. Vivo Power to deploy $100 million in XRP on Flare and Ripple USD for treasury operations. The NASDAQ-listed firm, which recently adopted an XRP-focused treasury strategy, aims to generate yield on its digital asset holdings via Flare. Okay, that's pretty good, Bob, for XRP there. Okay, pretty cool. So there's some good things happening at a very bullish time in general for crypto. You see Ethereum rallying. Ethereum just did a 3-month high. Why? Well, they kind of go into just technicals, fundamentals, technicals. They talk about large scale asset managers buying it. They talk about big time capital getting in, and a lot of bullish predictions coming out. The closer we get to a rate cut, the more people are going to be bullish on Ethereum. Don't be surprised to see some very bullish things about Ethereum. And then eventually Solana and Cardano as well. Again, there will be another rally for those at some point. So ain't that beautiful? That's just kind of how these things work. Some people say, however, Bitcoin may struggle in Q3 as eyes turn to Ethereum's catch up. Now, I don't think that Bitcoin needs to struggle in order for Ethereum to succeed, especially these days. I think Ethereum and Bitcoin can both go up, but Ethereum can go up bigger. Just look at this scrolling banner up here. Ethereum's up 4% and Bitcoin's up 0.8%. Oh, Ethereum's up higher. Well, maybe we're inching towards an altcoin season. Maybe. Too early to call that. As you've seen on Bitcoin dominance, we're still in the range. Let's see, we break down below this. Maybe it's time. Maybe it is time. We got the conversation about CPI data. That makes sense to me. As you see the CPI data news come out, what does that signal? Altcoins, altcoins, altcoins. So what happens? Bitcoin dominance comes down because it gives people hope that an altcoin season's coming. And as you see, I hope of an altcoin season, what? We're going to get bearish on Bitcoin? No, we're not going to get bearish on Bitcoin, but maybe we could be a little bit more bullish on altcoins. But the best time to be bullish on altcoins is when everybody's fearful of them, to buy those dips and accumulate when others are fearful. That's just how this thing works. So be careful when you read these articles. I don't know if they're trying to scare you away from Bitcoin or just drive you into Ethereum, but either way, put on a realistic hat. Put on your thinking cap and think. You know what I'm saying? Okay, got it. Investment giant Guggenheim taps Ripple to expand digital debt offering. Guggenheim treasury-backed fixed income product will be available on the XRP ledger. I don't think this is the same story as the one that I just read. Oh, I think it is. Yeah, so we like this. More use case for XRP. And we already talked about inflation. There's some Einstein's bagels. Does that say Kirkland? Kirkland? Is Kirkland make Einstein's bagels? What's going on? These are good groceries. And they're a little less expensive. That's what the data is saying. Well, they're a little more expensive, but less expensive than they could have been if the data was worse, right? That's the idea. Okay, so another troubling story, which I think is silly. I think it'll go away. I think these stories will dwindle and get a little sillier as time goes on. Connecticut flips state. Bitcoin reserve trend bans all government crypto investments. So as we have some states adopting Bitcoin and crypto, we have some states rejecting it, like Connecticut. Connecticut's comprehensive law overhauls digital asset regulations, while 31 other states weigh Bitcoin reserve proposals. So we're looking at a national Bitcoin bill as a country. We're looking at some statewide Bitcoin bills to get some strategic reserves for some of the states. Meanwhile, Connecticut says, no, I don't like Bitcoin. I resist Bitcoin, even though it keeps going up and it's super, super exciting and everybody loves it, but we hate it. That's Connecticut's opinion. Well, that's happening. You've got some other perspectives happening in other parts of the world, like Ukrainian lawmakers introduced a bill to create Bitcoin and crypto reserves. So as you have a state like Connecticut rejecting crypto, you have countries adopting it. Who do you think is more important, countries or states? Probably entire countries. Now, actually, I couldn't tell you if Ukraine is bigger than Connecticut. or Connecticut's bigger than Ukraine, but I make an assumption to say Ukraine is bigger than Connecticut. Can somebody look that up? Population. That's what I'm asking about. Is population Ukraine bigger than Connecticut? I would say almost certainly, right? Has to be. It's a whole country. Though there are some countries that have less population than some of the states. Some countries are very small. I don't know how big of a... I know enough about Ukraine. I just don't know a lot about it. I know what everybody else knows, that there's conflicts going on. I know that stuff. I just don't know. I don't know. Before this whole thing, I didn't know a lot about Ukraine. I don't know how many people live there. Regardless, it's a country. They're introducing a bill to make a Bitcoin reserve. Hopping on the pro-Bitcoin train. Are you surprised? You shouldn't be. Because CNBC writes, Bitcoin's prime for a surge to fresh all-time highs above $130,000. According to the charts, CNBC's like, buy it now. That's what CNBC's saying. That's what I'm saying. I've been talking about it since 2016. You know my idea. I like Bitcoin. I just buy it steady over time. That's been my take. I'm not a financial advisor. I don't get financial advice. Gosh, how many times am I going to say it? John316 says, I heard crypto.com is custodian for an ETH for a company. Sure. Of course, they're custodians for a lot of people right now. Absolutely. How's it going? Reggie in the chat. Hope you're doing well. Speaking of crypto.com, I did have a news story about them. Very aggressive pricing and custody. This is what you were talking about, John, right? Built-in staking and fully regulated setup with U.S. Trust Co. will offer mirroring on our exchange. So Instos, that's the lingo for Chris. So Instos can trade without moving assets. Got to get after those Instos, Chris. The big money from the Instos. I feel you. Like you're overpaying for custody. Oh, no. I feel you feel. Wow. I can't read. If you feel like you're overpaying for custody and staking, ping our service team today. We will roll out into the red carpet and offer white glove service. Ladies and gentlemen, Chris, the CEO of crypto.com. We have partnered with crypto.com, one of the world's largest digital assets. Platforms to bring institutional grade staking and broader global audience. So there you go. More happening for crypto.com. Man, this exchange keeps getting more powerful. Very powerful exchange. Very powerful exchange. We like it. We love it. We want some more of it. Oh, the short's paying out, guys. Getting rich every 10 seconds. Just kidding. No financial advice here. I'm going to short position. Are you surprised? You shouldn't be. I've been longing the market. I've been shorting the market. I trade the volatility. You want to trade the volatility as well. You could long it, you could short it, you could do whatever you want. You just got to do the research. You got to pick your support, pick your resistance, pick your trades carefully, and you can sign up for Blowfin. I got up to a $5,000 deposit bonus, and you sign up using the link in the description down below. There's like some kind of contest going on. There's like some free Tesla for grabs if you're a winner. I don't know the details. Laxi knows all those details, but there's Teslas. There's sign-up fees, not fees, prizes, bonuses. They got very low fees on this platform. I like it quite a bit. BSS says, I just had lunch at a Steak and Shake, and the pay options were card cash or Bitcoin. Pretty cool. Yeah, Steak and Shake was at one of those Bitcoin conferences. They were getting pretty bullish on Bitcoin. It was pretty cool. Let's lower the stop loss because I'm just on the mood to lose $136. Instead, we could lose $89 at worst or profit 110 right now. Should I do it? Should I take profit right now? Should I ride it out? Should I stick to the guns? I'm going to stick to the guns. I've been quite profitable on these lately, so I'm okay. Hey, if it goes the wrong way, $89, that's fine. I'm fishing for maybe $300-400 on this trade. I'm not greedy. Not waiting for 10 grand. I'm not trying to make $3,000. I'm not even trying to make $1,000 on this trade. I could do it easily. It could happen. All the price needs to do is drop a little bit. Boom. Like, see, if this thing goes down right now, let's just say it goes down to 108, okay, which is totally within reason. $716 in profit. Wouldn't that be great? Let's look at the levels for Bitcoin now that we're in a trade. We're talking about some trades. I'm going to change the tunes. Whoa, we got somebody talking on Rumble. Hey, yeah. If you guys didn't know it, by the way, we live stream on Rumble day. Looks like a triple top at 110. Looks bad for the Bulls, says Watermelon. Appreciate you, Watermelon. Bart Simpson, the Bart Simpson pattern. Exactly. Yes. I hear you. I totally hear you. Oh, we got Mrs. Crypto Kip in the chat. Everybody say hi to Mrs. Crypto Kip. That's my wife. Hi, Mrs. Crypto Kip. We all love you. We all love you. We love the tiny toesies too. Not your tiny toesies. You got big toesies. We love those too. But we love the tiny toesy woesies that you've probably got with you. She's at a pool right now, having a good time at the pool. Stay-at-home mom life. It's pretty good. Hashtag blessed. Okay? Dad's working. Dad likes to work, though. It's good. Dad's been doing good at work lately, huh? Pretty good. Pretty good. Let's look at some of the charts. Little bit of Bart Simpson. Bart Simpson. What's Bart Simpson? What the heck are they talking? Bart Simpson. Like his hair? Because you can see Bart right there. There he is. There's Bart. There's Bart Simpson. That's what he looks like. I should call it the Wilson pattern. Wilson! Looks like Wilson. Very advanced charting. Very advanced charting. Wilson! How about these tunes? Watermelon likes his rumble. I paid for YouTube Premium myself. We're just tracking a Bart Simpson. Let's stop dancing. Let's chart it. Okay, we here's the Bart Simpson for you, Watermelon. Look. We got the Wilson pattern happening. We could get a bounce here. We could get a bounce here for sure. Possible. It did pump a little bit on the CPI, just a little bit, Red X, not a lot though. A little bit weak. I'm afraid of next week we fall. Well, we're gonna live stream that Paul. We're gonna live stream that Fed Chair Paul meeting. We're gonna do it. We're gonna live stream that meeting. Yeah, we're gonna live stream it. Did you guys smash the, did you tap the like button yet, guys? Did you tap the like button? Did you tap it? I had too much coffee, guys. I had too much coffee. Mr. Crypto Kip, though, you can't argue with the success of 2 cups of coffee. Now, historically, Mr. Crypto Kip has not been a big fan of 2 cups of coffee. However, you can't argue with success. And I did go to sleep pretty well last night. So. You got the beat. The one says, hey, Kip, we going to see a dip in July? We could. Oh, that's a little bit of a slip happening right now. Right, let's see where my stop loss is at right now. What do I got it set at? Oh, okay, so if it goes to like 109.8, that's it. I'll get stopped out. So we'll see. Oh, but the prices are different. But look at that. Ooh, yeah. Oh no! Oh, Bitcoin's dumping. No. Look, guys, and here's the trick of the trade. Why would I keep this stop loss in the loss when I'm in the profit? You drag it over, and I'll put in the profit. If this trade now goes the wrong way, I win $37 plus fees. What are my fees? Tiny fees. $28 in fees right now. Bigger fees because I got bigger leverage right now. It's just 75x short. I've been doing a lot of big trades lately. A lot of big trades lately. We're going to bring it down lower because I'm cool. I'm cool with just shuffling just a little bit of profit. It's cool. That's what we got. This is the trade, guys. I'm actually going to go against my own rules here. I'm going to bring this back up so that basically it just covers my fees. And I'm doing that because I do have a strong feeling that this trade could actually play out. So I'm basically surrendering my profit, taking no loss. If this thing gets stopped out, it could easily come back up to 109.5, but it could keep dipping. I don't want this to get stopped out. I think I'm in a good trade right now. You guys have not seen me move those stop losses the other way. I historically do not like to, when I set a stop loss and I bring it closer, I don't like to reverse it and go back the other way. Because that's how you get caught in a trap. Because then it can be like, oh, I don't like the way it's going. Oh no, I'm gonna bring it back up here. It's cool. It's fine. If I lose 120, I don't want the trade to get stopped out. That's not what we're gonna do. We're gonna keep it up here. We're gonna keep it so that it basically covers the fees. $48. That's fine. It's dipping lower. We're $231 in the profit. We like that. Nice little trades like this every day. If you guys want to trade, you sign up for Blowfin. I got a link for you down below in the description. Watermelon says ETH looks good, but also not following. I think that's a fake out. To be honest with you, Watermelon, I do not think this is the magical time where Ethereum is going to explode. I just think it's still premature, but it's a hint that will come. This is like it's like a nudge reminder from Ethereum. Like, remember, we're going to do this at some point, but we're not doing it yet. Like, that's my vibe I'm getting with it. And the altcoins are like, yeah, we know. Ethereum's just showing off, but Ethereum's going to fall off the skateboard again. And then eventually it's going to turn into Tony Hawk. Okay. Or whoever, the biggest skateboarder these days. But, look at those excellent metaphors. Great. Just 10 out of 10 metaphors. Almost all the stop losses that I've been putting for you guys on these streams have been getting stopped out. A few of those have been in the red. Most of them, as you've seen, have been in the profit. There was one trade I had recently where I put in a stop loss and I could have made like $3,000 on it, which, whatever. I mean, like, again, I profited like $700 on it. I could have profited like $3,000 or $4,000 maybe. It's like, I'm going to take the win. Money in the hand is better than losing the trade. All right, guys, well, we're going to keep it open. I got some more work to do. This is what we got. I've limited the downside, protected myself, covered the fees. Okay. Did this get stopped out? I'm a winner. A couple bucks. Didn't lose. Have an opportunity to ride this short quite a bit lower. I do want to show you guys this though. Like, there is a reality where this could be basically stopping here and then playing this game. So like these are the other things to look at. And then by like tomorrow at like, tomorrow evening, we'll have a decisive breakout if we don't get one right here. And we might break down to the downside right here, right now. That could happen. But I kind of feel like maybe we're going to find a bounce here. I kind of feel like we're going to find a bounce here. Maybe I should just sell it, take the win, call it a day. We're gonna hang on to it, even though it could get stopped out. Yeah, we're gonna hang out of that. Blake says take the win. Blake says take the win. Probably not a bad idea. I'll tell you what, Blake, I'll meet you halfway. Let's take a little bit of a bigger victory, okay? There you go. I met you halfway. Profit's profit. We'll make $100. Well, you know what? Let's do it this way. All right, now we got 185. Let's get it to its square 200. If it comes the other way, it comes the other way. 230 will profit. If this does the right thing, I'm profit basically $200. So it wins the win. There you go. There you go, Blake. I appreciate it. See, we take the win. We take the win. That's a good win. I got the stop loss set. If it stops out, I don't care. I don't care. I'm not gonna move. We're gonna keep it as is. I'm gonna close the stream out. That's it. That's done. We'll keep that as is. That's another win. How many of these have we shown you guys? I've shown you the losers too. I'm winning a little bit more lately. It's not that hard. We see that there's potential bounce happening right here. So got the stop loss set. The win's the win. I could have been greedy. I could have kept it up here, but Blake talked some sense into me. All right? Blake talked some sense into me. That's all I got, guys. I'm Crypto Kip. This is Crypto Report. You want to trade? Got links for you to sign up. You can join our private Discord. These live streams, I think they're the best. I think you're gonna get the fresh, you're gonna get the real, in the moment. How am I managing the trade thing? Like, we've been pretty darn good at trading. You've been seeing him, and then we're showing you live. Okay? Be careful. Do your own research. I'm not a financial advisor. I'm not here to give financial advice. You know that? Good. Great. You guys stepped out. Beautiful profit. Smash a like. Subscribe to the channel. DCA HODL. My friends, love you. See you in the next one. Deuces. Mooses.